Take one sentence. The cat sat on the mat. 5 words. To you it is obvious. To a computer it is 5 totally different problems depending on which level of language you are at. At one level, it is a stream of sound. At another, a string of words. At another, a tree of grammar. At another, a meaning. At another, an intent. A thing somebody is trying to do with you. Welcome to the layers of language. Lecture 1 closed with 3 takeaways. 75 years of AI history. 4 obstacles language puts in AI's way. And a promise that by the end of Lecture 2, you will be able to point at exactly which layer of language LLMs handle well, badly, and fake. Today is Layer 1. Before we walk down the layers, we need to agree on what the layers are, and on the weird truth that they leak into each other. Today is the map. Next 10 videos will walk it, 1 layer per week. Today's 3 beats. First, the classical 5-layer model. Phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics. What each one actually means. Second, why the layers leak. Why pure separation is a lie, and why that matters for engineering. Third, what a computer actually sees at each layer. The data structure, not the philosophy. Layer 1, from the bottom, phonology. The sound system, the rules about which sounds are even possible in your language, how they combine, and how they change next to each other. English allows the word sprint. It does not allow mrptk. That is phonology saying no. Layer 2, morphology. How words are built from smaller pieces. The word unbelievably has 4 pieces: un, believe, able, lie. Each piece is a unit of meaning called a morpheme. Morphology is the rules for how those pieces combine. Layer 3, syntax. How words combine into well-formed sentences. The trees you may have drawn in school. The cat sat on the mat has a subject, a verb, and a prepositional phrase. Rearrange those, you get sat the cat the mat on. Same words, no syntax. Syntax is the structural glue. Layer 4, semantics. What sentences mean? The cat sat on the mat is true if, and only if, there is a particular cat and a particular mat, and the cat is, in fact, on it. Semantics is the bridge between symbols and the world they are supposed to be about. Layer 5, pragmatics. What the speaker is trying to do. If I say it is cold in here, I might just be reporting a temperature, or I might be hinting that you should close the window. Same sentence, 2 completely different speech acts. Pragmatics is the layer where intent lives. That is the classical 5. Phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics. Some textbooks split off discourse as a 6th, meaning across multiple sentences. We will treat that as a slice of pragmatics for now and add it back when it matters. Now the second beat, why the layers leak. The 5-layer story is beautiful and clean and wrong about something important. The layers are not actually separate. They constantly reach into each other. An example. Take the sentence, I saw the man with the telescope. Syntax cannot tell you who has the telescope. Both readings are valid, so syntax leaks up into semantics. Real-world knowledge about who usually carries telescopes has to come down to resolve the ambiguity. Layers cannot be solved in isolation. Why this matters for engineering? If you build a syntactic parser, you cannot fully solve syntax without occasionally peeking at semantics. If you build a meaning system, you cannot ignore the parser. The whole stack works in concert. Modern LLMs sort of solve this by collapsing the stack, but at the cost of being unable to tell you which layer they are working at. Third beat, what a computer actually sees at each layer. 5 different data structures for 1 sentence. Next, Lecture 2 video. Phonology. We open the bottom box. 3 takeaways before the quiz. 1. The classical 5 layers. Phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics. Memorize the order. Bottom up. 2. The layers leak. Pure separation is a lie. Any real system has to handle the leakage. 3. Each layer is its own data structure. Phonology is a wave. Syntax is a tree. Semantics is a formula. Pragmatics is an act. Quiz 1. What is the canonical bottom-up order? A syntax, semantics, pragmatics, phonology, morphology. B. Phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics. C. Semantics, syntax, morphology, phonology, pragmatics. Or D. Pragmatics, semantics, syntax, morphology, phonology. B. Sounds up to intent. Phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics. The order matters because each layer uses the one below it. Quiz 2. Which layer rejects mrptk as a non-word? A phonology, B. Syntax, C. Semantics, or D. Pragmatics? A. Phonology. The rules about which sound combinations are possible in a language. Syntax cares about how words combine. Semantics cares about meaning. Pragmatics cares about intent. None of them would even get to look at mrptk because phonology rules it out first. Last quiz. If I say it is cold in here and mean close the window, which layer handled the inferential leap? A phonology, B. Morphology, C. Semantics, or D. Pragmatics? D. Pragmatics. Semantics gave you the literal meaning. Pragmatics did the work of figuring out what I am actually trying to do with that sentence. The act of hinting is a pragmatic act. Back to the puzzle. The 4 obstacles from V9, productivity, ambiguity, grounding, common sense, now have addresses. Productivity lives mostly in syntax and morphology. Grounding lives in semantics. Ambiguity is everywhere. Common sense is mostly pragmatics. The layers are also our checklist of where LLMs help and where they hide. Next time we open the bottom layer. Phonology. The sounds your brain pretends are discrete, and the segmentation problem speech recognition has to solve. Hit subscribe if you want it the day it drops.